Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to use the draw functionality within Cricut Design Space. So I know a lot of the projects that we work on, we tend to normally use the cut functionality and also the cut and print functionality. But today I'm going to be showing you how to use the draw functionality within Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways here when you're working with your files, what the end result will be when you choose that for a draw project so you can determine which one will work best for you. So I'm inside Cricut Design Space. I have a blank canvas. I'm going to select Upload, and then I'm just going to upload an image by browsing. And I'm going to take this image here and I'm going to use this image. So you can see that there's an EPS file, a JPG file, a PNG file, and an SVG file. And all of these file types came for that one image, and then I zipped it. It came in a zip file, and then I extracted it. And when I extracted it, it put it into all these different versionings or all these different file types for me. So you're probably familiar with that, but if not, that's what happens once you extract a zipped file. So I'm going to select, first off, I'm going to select the SVG. And I'm going to click Open. Now, I'm going to place SVG after this image title. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to show you two different ways that you can use the draw functionality. One is by using the PNG and one is by using the SVG. So you can see what the difference is. All right, so now I have my image and I've named it. I'm going to go ahead and hit save in the bottom right corner. And I'm going to select upload and insert images on the right side. Now, the image comes in super large. It gives you that little alert that I've talked to you guys about before, which is the project incompatible. It's basically alerting you that you've exceeded 12 by 12. So you need to downsize this image or minimize the image. So this is a lock proportion. And if I leave that locked, and let's say I go and I change the height here, and I'm just going to say 6 inches. Notice that it automatically changed the width for me. And what that is doing by leaving this locked, it is adjusting this image to width and height proportion, okay? And so everything is as it's supposed to be based on the drawn image, okay? So right now I could click on make it, but what will happen is Cricut will use this as a cut file and it's going to cut out this image and all the fine details on whatever material you put into your machine. So if you load cardstock, it's going to cut it out in cardstock, and it's not going to cut around and give you a nice perfect image like that. It's going to even cut out the eyes and the glasses and the nose and the lips because it's a cut file. But what you can do is if you want to use this, let's say you're doing a birthday card or you want to draw this on something instead, then all you have to do is come here to where it says line type at the top of your screen on the left-hand side, right above cut. You're going to click the drop down arrow and you're going to select draw, okay? So cut requires a blade, draw does not. The additional options here also require some type of blade, okay? This is the only one here that does not require a blade, okay? So I'm going to select draw. And now you can see what the image will look like as a drawn image. So Cricut Design Space will go in and it will actually draw this image for us. Now, right now it's in black, but you do have next to your line type, you do have this little box here, which is your color. And let's say you want to put it in red instead, then it will actually draw this image in red. Now, this also works just like cut. Remember, it doesn't matter what colors you choose here. What matters is what color pens do you have, okay? So if you don't have any red pens, this is not going to draw in red, okay? So same thing with vinyl. It doesn't matter what colors you select here. It matters what color vinyl you put in your machine when you're trying to cut something. So at this point, you're ready. You don't have to do anything else to this. It's ready to rock and roll. Notice none of your functionality at the bottom here works, and that's because this is a drone file. So it's already put together for you. It's already attached, so you don't have to worry about attaching and flattening and that type of thing. So once you click on Make It in the top right-hand corner, at this point, all you need to do is just click on Continue in the bottom right corner. And what's happening now is Cricut Design Space is looking to see what type of cutting machine do I have, okay? And so it's recognized that I have the Maker. And I just want to point out that if you have the Cricut Joy, then you can do draw with the Cricut Joy. However, you cannot do print. So if you are on a print and cut project or trying to do a print and cut project, once you try to get to this point, you're going to get an error message if you're doing print and cut. But you can draw with the Cricut Joy, you just can't print with the Cricut Joy. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there. So this is where you're going to select whatever type of material you're trying to draw on. So I'm going to just select cardstock. And you're going to notice a couple of things here. Number one, which is normally where we would indicate our pressure, whether we want it to default or be more. Notice it's not active. And it's not active because there's nothing to cut here. We've turned this from a cut project into a draw project. So nothing for number one. It does, however, show you what type of material. And if you selected the wrong material, you just have a little drop down over here, over to the far right. If you click that, it will allow you to go back and select whatever type of material is appropriate. So just want to let you know that you don't have to cancel out of your project. You just have that little drop down functionality on the right hand side where you can change your material. However, number two tells you your load tools and material. Okay, so normally we're not working with clamp A. We normally have our fine point blade in clamp B, and we're ready to rock and roll when we're doing a cut. Okay, however, we're not doing any cutting, so notice that it has this symbol here to indicate that there's no cutting. Okay, so there's nothing for clamp B. You don't have to take the blade out. It's not even going to do anything with clamp B. So you can leave your blade in. However, in clamp A, which we're normally not using unless we're doing a draw project, then it's telling you to load the red 0.4 pin in clamp A. Okay, and so if you don't have a red pen, it's all good. If you have a black pen, then just insert the black pen. Or if you have a green pen, just insert the green pen, because this is where I said it doesn't matter what color you select when you're making the image for it to draw. It only matters what color pen you have on hand. Okay, so at this point, if I do not put a pen in my machine and I tell Cricut Design Space to go ahead and load my mat, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. So I'm just loading my mat. And now it is drawing the image. Okay. So I'm going to stop it here. But you would just continue on with your project at that point, but I'm not going to be drawing this project. But what I'm going to show you is the difference between the file types. So I'm going to click cancel. So that's how you can get through drawing an image instead of cutting or printing and cutting. Okay. Now, if I go back to upload and upload image and browse, And this time I'm going to select the JPG. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select simple here and continue. And then I'm just going to click to get rid of this background. Okay. So we got rid of the white background and I'm going to hit continue. And this time I'm going to select JPG, or I'm going to indicate in my image name that this is a JPG. Okay. So if I were to select this save as a print then cut image and hit save, and then I go to upload it and insert images in the bottom right corner. And again, I'm going to leave my proportions locked and I'm going to change the height to 6. And so Cricut Design Space will automatically adjust the width for me. So they both look alike. Only difference, one is a drawn file now, and one is looking to print this out on my printer and then cut it out on my cutting machine. However, I can go and do the same thing and change the line type to draw, but I want you to see the difference. So that's why I said I was naming my files, because I know that a JPG doesn't work very well for an outline to draw because it's just going to give me the outside. Okay. However, if I'm working with a SVG, it's a great file to draw because it's going to pick up all your cut lines so that you get the true look of the image. Okay. So that's the difference between using an SVG and using a JPG when it comes to draw. And using that JPG, there's nothing you can do to change this here to make it look like this. Okay. And then for those of you that want to know about your PNG, you upload your image, browse, and this time we're going to select the PNG, and we'll just leave it at simple and continue. So you notice with the PNG, there's no background. Looks very similar to our SVG. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And this time we're going to name this PNG. Okay. So this time, instead of selecting save as a print then cut, we're just going to choose save as a cut image and save. And we'll go ahead and insert that image. Again, we're going to leave our proportions locked and we're going to change the width to 6. The height to 6. And she looks similar to our other girls over here on the left-hand side. And we go right back to our line type and we're going to change that line type to draw. And there you have it. So now you can see that your your PNG and your SVG will work the same when it comes to draw. However, the JPG does not. Okay, so when you're trying to use the draw functionality, it is best to use an SVG file or a JPG file. I'm sorry, got that wrong. Thought about it. I'm looking at JPG. That's why I said JPG. But when you're using the draw functionality, you want to use an SVG file or a PNG file, but not a JPG. Okay, you do not want to use a JPG. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there on how you can draw within Cricut Design Space, because I know a lot of people, you know, Don't use this functionality. It's very underrated, but it is a really great tool that you can use as well within Cricut Design Space, especially when it comes to, making any type of cards for someone. Doesn't matter, the occasion, that you can actually come out here and have Cricut Design Space to draw the images instead of always doing print and cut. Um, and things like that. So, wanted to put that out there, guys, to help you understand the difference. Again, when you click on make it, what you see is what you get. So, what's going to happen again is Cricut is going to draw each one of these images. There's nothing that's going to be cut out. Okay. So, this would not be something you would want to use for vinyl. Okay. This is not something that you would attempt to try to use with water slide paper. Okay. This is only going to be for your projects like cardstock or just paper. Or if you have some fabric, you're trying to draw on fabric, you can do that as well. Insert your fabric into your cutting machine, and then Cricut is going to draw on that fabric. Okay. So, anyway, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you are currently a member of my Facebook group, which is Pandora's Cricut and Creative Crafters, then thank you guys so much for being a member in my group. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, then please feel free to send a request to join the group. It is a private group, it is not public. And also, if you want to find me on YouTube, you can search me by searching Doris Edwards. I do upload videos 1 or 2 times a week, sometimes more. Also, if you hit the bell notifications in YouTube on my channel, if you hit the bell notification in the top right hand corner, it will notify you anytime I upload a video tutorial on YouTube. So, guys, that's how you use the draw functionality within Cricut Design Space. If you have any questions or comments about this process, then please feel free to reach out and let me know. Again, you can use draw with the Cricut Joy. However, you cannot use print and cut with the Cricut Joy. So I just want to put that out there. Um, and my motto, guys, is always each one reach one so that each one can teach one. You guys have a great day.